Are we on?
We're on!
All right, we're always on. Hey. So welcome back to the conclusion of The Enormous Crocodile by Roald Dahl. This, our ninth, I think, episode of Chapterbooks here at the library. We are going to find out if the enormous crocodile ends up eating a child.
I hope the kids are gonna be okay.
Or if something else happens.
Oh my goodness.
Indeed. Shall we begin?
We shall begin.
If you will remember, we left off with the enormous crocodile pretending to be a seesaw and Muckawump the monkey vanquishing him. Well, not vanquishing him, but letting the children know what was afoot. So, let's see what happens next. The enormous crocodile cursed the monkey and waddled back into the bushes to hide. "I'm getting hungrier and hungrier," he said. "I shall have to eat at least 4 children now before I'm full up." The enormous crocodile crept around the edge of the town, taking great care not to be seen. He came to a place where they were getting ready to have a fair. There were slides and swings and dodgem cars and people selling popcorn and cotton candy. There was also a big merry-go-round. The merry-go-round had marvelous wooden creatures for the children to ride on. There were white horses and lions and tigers and mermaids and fishtails and fearsome dragons with red tongues sticking out of their mouths. "Now for clever trick number 3, said the enormous crocodile, licking his lips. And when no one was looking, he crept up onto the merry-go-round and put himself between a wooden lion and a fearsome dragon. He sat up a bit on his back legs, and he kept very still. He looked exactly like a wooden crocodile on the merry-go-round. Soon, all sorts of children came flocking into the fair. Several of them ran toward the merry-go-round. They were very excited. "I'm going to ride on a dragon!" cried one. "I'm going to ride on a lovely white horse!" cried another. "I'm going to ride on a lion!" cried a third. And one little girl, whose name was Jill, said, "I'm going to ride on that funny wooden crocodile." And the enormous crocodile kept very still. But he could see the little girl coming toward him. "Yummy, yummy, yum," he thought. "I'll gulp her up easily in one gallop." But suddenly there was a swish and a swoosh, and something came swishing and swooshing out of the sky, and it was the roly-poly bird. He flew around and around the merry-go-round singing, "Look out, Jill! Look out, look out! Don't ride on that crocodile!" And Jill stopped and looked. "That's not a wooden crocodile," sang the roly-poly bird. "It's a real one! It's the enormous crocodile from the river, and he wants to eat you up!" Jill turned and ran. So did all the other children. Even the man who was working the merry-go-round jumped off it and ran away as fast as he could. The enormous crocodile cursed the roly-poly bird and waddled back into the bushes to hide. "Oh, I'm so hungry now," he said to himself. "I could eat 6 children before I'm full up." Just outside the town, there was a pretty little field with trees and bushes all around it. This was called the picnic place. There were several wooden tables and long benches, and people were allowed to go there and have a picnic at any time. Oh, lovely. The enormous crocodile crept over to the picnic place. There was no one in sight. "Now for clever trick number 4, he whispered to himself. He picked a lovely bunch of flowers and arranged it on one of the tables. From the same table, he took away one of the benches and hid it in the bushes. Then he put himself in the place where the bench had been. By tucking his head under his chest and by twisting his tail out of sight, he made himself look very much like a long wooden bench with 4 legs. Soon, 2 boys and 2 girls came along carrying baskets of food. They were all from one family, and their mother said they could go out and have a picnic together. How nice. "Oh, which table shall we sit at?" said one. "Let's take the table with the lovely flowers on it," said another. The enormous crocodile kept as quiet as a mouse. "I shall eat them all," he said to himself. They will come and sit on my back, and I will swizzle my head round so quickly, and after that I'll be squish, crunch, gollop. Yes. But then suddenly, a big, deep voice from the jungle shouted, "Stand back, children! Stand back! Stand back!" The children stopped and stared at the place where the voice was coming from. Then, with a crashing of branches, Trunky the elephant came rushing out of the jungle. "That's not a bench you're going to sit on," he bellowed. "It's the enormous crocodile, and he wants to eat you up! Don't you understand, children?" Trunky trotted over to the spot where the enormous crocodile was standing, and quick as a flash, he wrapped his trunk around the crocodile's tail and hoisted him up into the air. "Hey, let me go!" yelled the enormous crocodile, who was now dangling upside down. "Let me go! Let me go!" "No," Trunky said, "I will not let you go. We've all had quite enough of your clever tricks." And Trunky began to swing the crocodile round and round in the air. At first he swung him slowly, and then he swung faster, and faster, and faster, and faster still, and soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle around Trunky's head. And suddenly, Trunky let go of the crocodile's tail, and the crocodile went shooting up into the sky like a huge green rocket. Zoom! Up and up he went, higher and higher, faster and faster. He was going so fast and so high that soon the earth was just a tiny dot miles below. He whizzed on and on. He whizzed far into space, past the moon. He whizzed past the stars and the planets until at last... bang! The enormous crocodile crashed headfirst into the hot, hot sun, and he was sizzled up like a sausage. And indeed, no children were eaten on that day.
Woot!
Yes, indeed.
Yay!
Well, we've had fun. Janet, did you have fun?
I had tons of fun.
I'm so glad. I hope you all had fun. Come back and see us again soon.
Bye-bye.